and welcome to preparation of day 1 for CFE CPA Canada. By introduction, I'm Aman Goyal, CPA CA, and I qualified CPA last year. All the opinions that I'm giving is solely my opinion. It has nothing to do with my organization, neither with CPA Canada. This is based specifically on my own experiences. So let's get started. So the agenda for today would be: what is the importance of capstone 1 case? What is the expectation of CPA Canada? What kind of template you would do? Situation analysis, then identification analysis of major issues, overall recommendation, and it also includes a communication, suggested timeline, and finally my pro tips. The most important factor which you guys might have seen is integration of case facts. Like, it's very important to integrate case facts, and let's see how we do it. So first of all, I would like to highlight the importance of capstone 1 case. I know most of you haven't taken capstone 1. So I would suggest you to actually go through that capstone 1 case. Very, very important. You should know all the case facts. You should know all the existing strategic and operational issues that are there in capstone 1 case. I would suggest not learning by heart, but actually knowing the case facts and everything about it. Then all the stakeholders and their roles, mission, vision, goals, key success factors, and objective of the organization. For doing this, I would suggest creating a bridging document which would contain a summary of all the factors that I've already described above. For this, you can actually use capstone 2 module answers for creating a comprehensive list. So now let's talk about the expectations. So CPA suggests us to see why and what. Okay, so first of all, you have to identify and analyze each of the strategic issue and operational issue. It would actually demonstrate your critical thinking, your decision-making process, professional judgment, communication skills, and your time management. Your analysis would be divided into 2 parts, which are quantitative factors, which will obviously be supported by calculations, and in terms of qualitative, it would be supported by case facts. Template. So basically, you would have to create a template. That's what I did in my exam. So in the following slide, that is slide 6, we will talk about situation analysis, then identification, analysis of major issues, and then overall communication. I would suggest prepare the template as soon as possible, as soon as the writing time starts. In terms of situation analysis, it is a very simple format. It would include your mission, vision, key success factors, SWOT analysis, key financial ratios, and covenants. So this would be the updated, not the old capstone 1 case. It would be an updated capstone 1 case, updated day 1 case, and based on that, you would have to actually do mission, vision, key success factors, and all these things. So now let's talk about the identification and analysis of major issues. The quantitative analysis, it has to be presented in Excel. The conclusion and the interpretation, it is very important to present that in the narrative form in the Word, specifically for day 1. I would not suggest that for day 2, but in day 1 you would need to do that. In terms of qualitative analysis, your answer would be divided into pros and cons. Very important thing, each pro and cons should be linked with at least either mission, vision, KCF, and SWOT analysis. Similarly for cons, and then at the end of it, you would have to give a recommendation, like quantitative recommendation, qualitative recommendation, and it would be actually based upon each of the things that you have done. Then there would be an overall recommendation based on quantitative and qualitative analysis. Next would be the overall recommendation or communication. So basically, there's a communication, I would say an AO, which is basically marked based on the overall structure, format, and professional language used. So in your module answer, in the feedback which you got, you must have seen a last AO as communication, which is very important, as it would help you to pass your day 1. Then you have to summarize each issue in overall recommendation. This would form the last part of your recommendation. It should be consistent with what you have already documented under each of the issue analyzed. One very important factor is ethical requirement. Sometimes they do not give it directly. You would have to do it, like you would have to actually figure it out what exactly is there. Remember one very important thing: there is no right or wrong answer. It is only and only based upon your own logical thinking, and whatever you are doing over there, it is the overall recommendation is based on that. Finally, this is the most important slide, I think, based on my own experience. As I said, like, you have like 240 minutes total time. I would divide my time in this factor. Generally, like for preparation of the template, it would take like 10 minutes. Then reading the case roughly around like 60 minutes maximum. Situational analysis, which includes your case AF, SWOT, mission, vision, that would go for 30 minutes. And then there comes major issues. Generally, there are 4 issues. As I talked before, your issue would be divided into quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. In quantitative analysis, again, Excel, then narration, then conclusion. But very important to keep the timeline in mind while doing that. So for me, it was like Excel, I would give 7 minutes, and then to explain what I did in Excel, 3 minutes, and then conclusion for that particular quantitative analysis. For qualitative analysis, pros, cons, 6 minutes each, and then conclusion for 3 minutes. And then there would be an overall conclusion based on each of the issue that I would give for 3 minutes. So if I take this total into 4, that would be like 120 minutes. So that would leave you with 20 minutes. As we talked about the overall conclusion in the previous slide, that would basically be summarizing each of the issues that you have already done and then giving a clear-cut answer. Always remember, you are presenting a report to the stakeholders, to the board of directors. Sometimes they do not have exact amount of time to actually go through your entire report. So what they would do, they would read your conclusion. So keeping that in mind, you would have to summarize each of your issue and then draft your conclusion, and that should be around like 20 minutes or something. Finally, my pro tip. So here are a few tips which I think are very important, which I did in my own case. First of all, as we talked about, sticking to the timeline is very important. Next is communication. See, you are marked on overall basis of how you present the answer specifically for day 1. So what I did, I ran a spelling and grammatical checking after every issue. So that basically helped me to correct everything, and then like at the end of your answer, or maybe at the end, like after you write an overall communication, if you do it, if you run the grammatical and spelling errors, it will take a lot of time and you may not have sufficient time to correct all your mistakes. Communication is the most important, I think, factor when you're writing your overall day 1 response. So I'm highly suggesting you to actually do it after every issue. Ethics may be indirectly covered. Sometimes you are not given directly that there may be some ethical factor, in the board of directors. So you actually have to cover the ethics in the overall communication. Very important, follow the template. If you do it, you won't miss anything. Read the original case thoroughly. Again, I'm not asking you to read the original case the day before the exam. At least 2 days before the exam, you have to read the case and then create that bridging document, and then the day before the exam you can go through that bridging document and have everything in your mind what needs to be done. Integrate every pro and con of each issue with your situation analysis. This is very very important. Sometimes what really happens is you find a pro and cons and you're not able to relate that to a situation analysis, like the case AF and the other things that we talked about before. So what I did, I went into my situation analysis, I created a case fact over there and then related a pro and con, so that my entire answer is actually related to my situation analysis. Finally, there is again no right or wrong answer. You have to just write whatever makes sense logically and ethically, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do great. Thank you guys, and if you have any questions, just let me know and I'm happy to address all of them. Thank you. Have a nice day.